I'm Angella Sharpe, and you already know you're watching STL TV, where you get to experience St. Louis. But how about experience some bourbon and brews? That is coming up. So I am now joined by James Thomas with the St. Louis Bourbon Society. Yep. And everybody's favorite, Steve Ewing, with Steve's Hot Dogs and The Urge and Feed the People. There's so much you've got going on. So let's kind of talk about how the two of you join forces on this Bourbon and Brews.
Yeah, we've been blessed to partner with Steve on a couple of different things in the past, and not only having him out for some musical talent for some of our activities, but also doing some previous hot dog pairings with him, which were just a lot of fun because he's got so many great hot dogs on his menu. And honestly, whenever I would go in, I would always only try like one or two. It was kind of a creature of habit kind of thing.
Right.
And doing this pairing really helped me to kind of develop my hot dog palate.
It's your palate.
So,
well, we've talked about how much we love Steve, but people still don't know what Bourbons and Brews is, so I need you to tell me what that is.
Yeah, so we wanted to try to keep the name as simple as possible because we used to do some events we try to make these creative names for them, and people were like, what is that? So we're like, okay, you know what?
I still don't know what it is.
We're just going to call this Bourbon and Brews. So essentially, we're going to be out at Frankie Martin Garden, and we're going to have access to over 300 vendors to do basically bourbon and other whiskey type sampling, along with a lot of different craft brews here in the area. So we'll be out there pretty much from 11 till 3 and just sampling. We'll have a VIP area I think the tickets may be sold out for this point, but it's going to be all open area where we'll have access to not only bourbon, brews, but also food trucks where people can come and get some great food on site there as well. And we will be listening to the ever cool sounds of
Steve Ewing.
It's weird when you have to say your own name. Well, let's back up a little bit because part of the proceeds of this event go to your organization. And what is that organization and how long have you been in that?
Our organization is called Feed the People. We do it through Steve's Hot Dogs. And we've been doing it just before the pandemic started. We started doing that and then really took off when kids were out of school and people needed food, people were out of jobs. So it really kicked in during the pandemic, and so we just kept staying with it, and we started using some fundraising events in the neighborhood to raise funds for it. And St. Louis Bourbon was like, this is what we do. Like we partner up for fundraising for these kind of organizations. So it's just been a nice pair with those guys.
Yeah.
So the pairings, we take some of the money from that. Like they're going to come in and do celebrity bartending night with us. Where those guys will be behind the bar.
We're conflicting all sorts of things. Let's get through the Bourbon and Brews first, and then we'll move on to the pairings.
Right.
Okay? So Bourbon and Brews is happening. You're going to be playing.
Yeah.
And Feed the People, you're helping by donating food but donating this month. Expand on that for
Correct.
me.
So when we get a donation, we take that, we actually make the meals, make them hot, and we actually go and put them out. So we'll go to St. Patrick's Center, donate meals. We'll actually go to the Waymakers Chapel down here in South City. We'll donate to them. There's Tent Mission. Those are three that we work with pretty frequently, but we take the hot meals right there and they go right to the people.
Okay, I love this. So people get to come, they buy their ticket, they get to experience Bourbon and Brews, which also has food trucks, and listen to your music, and then they know the money is going to a great cause.
Yeah, a portion of the proceeds will be going to Feed the People. So
that is awesome. So let's kind of go back to that. Where do people get their tickets? When is it? And then we'll get into your bartending.
We can go in a lot of areas. That's what happens when you mix bourbon and things.
Yeah, it gets crazy.
Yeah, so Bourbon and Brews, STL, Bourbon and Brews St. Louis is the website. Okay. So you can go there, grab tickets for the event. I think there's just a few tickets left, actually. So we're approaching almost going to be a sold-out event again this year. So it's doubled in size since last year, which is really amazing. Obviously, people in St. Louis like bourbon and brews. So.
Right.
That's a great thing.
June 10th is going to have great weather. You already know that.
Yeah, it was 103 degrees last year.
So we like it a little cooler.
If we could set the bar under 100, that would be great. But
I think the only way down is down from there.
Well, now let's talk about this celebrity bartending you're doing.
Yeah, so these guys are going to come in, be behind the bar. We'll do 50% of the proceeds from the sales that night will go to Feed the People. And we always come up with a few specialty drinks for these guys. We'll get together and come up with some things. And
So are you the celebrity bartender?
Yeah.
So my co-founder Drew and Drew Chaucer and myself are going to be taking over that night for the bar, and I can make about 3 cocktails roughly
That's
well.
all you need. That's all you need.
But yeah, we're going to go in that night and.
And what
Drew
night
I
is
make
this?
cocktails. So that'll be not next Wednesday, but I think the following Thursday. So the last Thursday.
Okay,
of this
where
month.
can people find out information? Because that was not very clear.
Right.
Yeah.
You can just go to, or you can go to their website, or you can go to steveshotdogsstl.com.
Yep, that's the easiest
And
place.
you can go to the events page there and see we have something happening pretty much on a weekly basis. But you can get all of our stuff on our fundraising stuff.
Perfect. Now you guys were talking about something else too, the pairings. So what are the pairings about?
So we do occasionally, like maybe a couple times a year, we do pairings with like either beer, and we did the one time with bourbon, which was awesome. So we do these beer pairings, and we'll have like 5 different beers with 5 different hot dogs or bowls.
Oh, okay.
And it's a ticketed event, so we only sell like 40 or 50 tickets, and it's awesome. And the last time we did the bourbon with these guys, it was fantastic. It was such an awesome event. Some really unique creations on their side. And it really kind of got us in that mode to come up with some really cool stuff.
So you know everything there is to know about bourbon.
Maybe not everything, but you know,
A lot?
I do have an interest in it, so yeah, probably more than your normal person. So
This is awesome. So the pairings can also be found on your social media page
Sure
when those
can,
are
yeah.
popping up. Okay.
Any of the socials and steveshotdogsstl.com.
Okay. Well, let's back up to the main focus of the day. So, Bourbon and Brews.
Bourbon and Brews, STL.
That is happening June 10th.
Yep.
Where do they get those tickets?
So you can go to Bourbon and Brews St. Louis, and that's the easiest way to grab the tickets right there on our webpage. So you can grab them there.
And you said they were close to selling out.
They are close. There's probably only maybe somewhere between 200 and 300 tickets left out of
Okay.
2,500.
Wow. So it's going to be a really
yeah.
fun day with a lot of people around.
It's going to be a great day. Like I said, between the vendors, between just the vibe of the afternoon, it's going to be a good time.
And this event space is relatively new that you're going to.
Yeah, we were actually the first. We were the first people to do an event there at Frankie Martin Gardens out in Cottleville, and I think the night before we were actually scheduled to have our event, they were still finishing the electrical work.
Oh my goodness!
So it was very raw, but you know the place it's an amazing space there for doing these kind of events. So we're really happy to partner with them in doing something like this. Really, you know, showing St. Louis what cool spaces we have to do stuff like this.
Yeah, some of the aerial shots we had shown from like the drone footage looked really cool. So it's going to be a great day. And I know everybody wants to follow along with Where's the Urge? Where's Steve Hot Dogs? What are you doing? So how can they do that?
So you can check Steve's Hot Dogs, STL.com, SteveEwingMusic.net, or TheUrge.net.
There's so much going on. And for this event, you are Steve Ewing
The
music.
Steve Ewing Band, yep. I
Okay,
have a full
cool.
band out there, yep.
You just never can tell with Steve.
Which one are we getting here?
He's a hustler. He's everywhere.
Part of Steve we highlighted today.
You're getting both. And
Yeah.
Feed the People. How can people find out more about that? Maybe they want to donate, but they can't make it to the Bourbon and Brews.
So on that same Steve's Hot Dogs STL site, there's a button for donations. And so you can either donate for first responders, which we do a lot with that, or you can donate for people in need. So you can do one or the other.
I love that very much. It's really cool that you're giving back that way because everybody knows you, and now they get to put a little bit of a little really positive
You can just kind of
spin.
funnel it right back into the people, So
I love it. One more time on Bourbons and Brews.
Yeah, so Bourbon and Brews St. Louis for the website, for the tickets, and just come out and be a part of it. Like I said, we're happy to partner with people like Steve, you know, hometown, local. Everything we do is local, and you know, just the charity aspect of pretty much everything that the Bourbon Society does. We have a huge charity component of what we do. You know, we're blessed to be able to give out, you know, I think this year we're looking at probably somewhere between $60,000 and $70,000 that we'll actually donate back to the community and charity. So
Wonderful.
It's been a blessing.
Thank you so much. You definitely need to check out Bourbon and Brews. And always keep it right here on STL TV. You can follow us on all our social media channels as well. But keep it right here and experience St. Louis.